In this video, we're going to talk about the pros and cons of living in Stuart, Florida. Coming up right now. Hey everyone, welcome back to Living in Port St Lucie, Florida. My name is Mark.
I'm Zach.
And this channel is all about getting to know what it's like to live on the Treasure Coast of Florida. Today, it's all about Stuart, Florida, which is one of our favorite neighborhoods on the Treasure Coast. And listen, there's some great things about living in Stuart, and there's some not so great things. So we're gonna try to give you some really honest feedback about both. So we're gonna go through 5 pros and 5 cons of living in Stuart, Florida. Let's get into it. All right, so before we get into our pros and cons, again, we make these videos specifically so that you'll reach out to us. If you have any real estate needs on the Treasure Coast, we are your full service real estate brokerage that can help you buy, sell, even commercially or residential, whatever you need to do. So there's a link in the description below. You can book a Zoom call with us. You don't even have to request it. You can just confirm an appointment on our calendar anytime you want. You can call us, you can text us, you can email us if you prefer, whatever you need to do, but we make these videos to connect with you, so make sure you reach out today. All right, so let's get right into it. The 5 pros and 5 cons of living in Stuart, Florida. Zach, take the first one, buddy.
All right, so Stuart's my hometown. Love to talk about it. And the first pro is schools. We have great schools here in Stuart. Awesome schools, public schools, charter schools, and private schools. So if you're, moving here and you have kids and they're going to be going to school, you can feel very confident that they're going to get a great education.
You've got 2 kids going through the school system. They've had a good experience?
Great experience, really. It's awesome. My kids particularly go to a charter school here in Stuart, and we absolutely love it. Great education, great teachers. We are very happy.
And how does the charter school system work? Is that some kind of lottery? It depends on exactly what your address is?
So this particular school is a lottery system. They're basically at capacity, so they do a lottery, and if your number, gets called, then your student can go to the school.
All right, coming in at our first con of living in Stuart, we have small town vibes. Now, this isn't Miami. It's not even Orlando or Jacksonville. Okay, this is a smaller neighborhood on the Treasure Coast. Now, there's tons of great things to do, but if you're that city person, if you're maybe coming from New York City, which a lot of people do, you just have to realize you're not going to get the super fancy restaurant. You're not going to get the, hot new thing to do. You might have a few less things to do in your fingertips right in Stuart. Not necessarily a bad thing. A lot of people are looking for those small town vibes, but some might consider that a con. Now, I will say the good thing is, even if it's not happening right in Stuart, you're surrounded by other great neighborhoods that you can maybe find your thing to do, whether it's Port St Lucie or Jensen Beach or Hope Sound or Jupiter. West Palm Beach isn't that far away if you need something higher end. So, but Stuart is a bit of a smaller town.
Another pro is small town. That could go both ways.
Right.
It could be, for some people, they're not about a small town, like Mark touched on. And for some people, that's the reason why they moved to Stuart, is small town. There's not a lot of hustle and bustle. It's very quiet. Great place to raise kids. Great place to retire. And you're safe. It's a very safe community. And everyone knows everyone. I was in a restaurant last night and I had a chat with people that live in my neighborhood that I'd never met before, and we talked almost the whole entire dinner.
Right. Again, it's not Miami, which in the case for a lot of people is a great thing. You don't have the crime, some of the congestion. You don't have that big city feel, which a lot of people are looking for.
Yeah.
All right, so our number 2 con of living in Stuart is jobs. Okay, a little bit of a smaller hiring pool. Probably not the place to go if you're looking to start your career or make a big jump in your career. At least in my experience, this is a place with a lot of established professionals, right? So, if you are looking for a new job or looking for to advance your career, you're probably going to be commuting, right? You're probably going to be commuting. Obviously, you need to own a car. We talk about that all the time in living in Florida, but you might be commuting out to one of the bigger surrounding neighborhoods. But in Stuart, maybe not as many jobs, right?
Yeah, I completely agree.
Okay.
Yeah, spot on.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, so for pro number 3, one of my favorite, water, beaches, fishing, surfing, kiteboarding. There's multiple activities you can do that are water-based, from river to ocean and everything in between. We love to boat, so our thing is we go to the Stuart Sandbar. It's a sandbar that you pull your boat up to. You can get out, your dogs can run, your kids can play. You can talk, chat, grill. So many cool things to do, and our waters are beautiful. They're crystal clear water, great weather. You couldn't ask for more.
And easy to get on the water too. Now, I don't think you own a boat, but so for someone, I mean, we can't all own boats. If you don't own a boat, you want to get on the water, do you have to have a friend? Is there an easy way to rent it?
You can rent, you can have a friend. You might not even need a boat. You could paddleboard, you could kayak. There's other options to do. I have a lot of friends that kayak and paddleboard, and they still make it to the sandbar and do the same activities you could do as if you had a boat.
Right. So yeah, if you're like me, I think like Zach too, and you like to be on the water, this is a fantastic pro of living in Stuart.
Absolutely. All right, so we're gonna talk about con number 3, and that is the weather. It's hot, it's humid in Florida, especially in the summertime, and that can be rough for some people, and that's mostly year round. We have a small winter here in South Florida, and we get a couple cold fronts that push through in the wintertime, and we love it, and we welcome it. But most of the time in Florida, it's hot, it's humid, it's rainy. Another thing is you're gonna have to think about hurricanes, hurricane readiness. You need to be prepared. You need to have shutters. You need to have batteries, possibly a generator, gas cans. We basically call it a hurricane survival kit. So these are all things that, play on the weather and that you should think about when moving to Florida.
Right. All right, so coming in at number 4 for our pros of living in Stuart, we have crime. And Stuart, and pretty much the whole Treasure Coast, crime is not going to really be an issue if you're concerned about your young kids, if you're concerned about your wife walking, around your neighborhood at night. Crime is very low in these areas. We have a great police presence. They're well funded. They take their job really seriously. So, of course, anything can happen at in any place, but typically, especially I would say in Stuart and Martin County, the police here are great, and they're going to be incredibly responsive. All the emergency services are going to be super responsive. So
top notch.
Yeah, if you're, for whatever reason, maybe you're coming from a bigger city on the West Coast, and you're like, I need to make sure, I'm going to a safe area, this definitely checks the box.
Okay, coming in at number 4 on our list of cons is going to be wildlife. Wildlife is certainly not for everyone, especially alligators, mosquitoes, invasive lizards, snakes. Yeah, it's definitely a big deal for people, and it's something you should know. For some people, it doesn't bother them at all. I'm a native Floridian. That does not bother me. But, if that's something you're fearful of, alligators and stuff, we do have them. So it's just, proceed with caution.
Yeah, it's the Southeast. I mean, it's a hot and humid climate. You're going to have bugs, and we're in Florida, so you're going to have gators. So,
even sharks, sharks at our beaches, so it's just something to think about. And, as long as you're cautious, you'll be fine.
Right.
Coming in at number 5 on our list of pros is golf. We have some of the best golf courses in the state of Florida, as well as, I believe, the country. Golf is a big thing here in Florida, and some communities, especially locally, are built around golf courses based on their golf. PGA Village, multiple golf courses, 18-hole championship par 3 courses. Really nice, well maintained. It's Florida, so the grass, the turf is beautiful. So if you enjoy golfing, this is definitely a place for you.
You don't have to be a millionaire to golf. There's plenty of public courses.
Yeah, public courses, private courses, semi-private, everything in between. Yeah, so budget shouldn't be an issue.
Yeah, I can't think of any other states where there's going to be more options for great golf.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, 5th and final point, the last con of living in Stuart, Florida is that it's going to be a little cost prohibitive. Okay, this is, if maybe it's your first home, we've all been on a budget before, but if you're at that low price point, there's just not going to be as many options for you, right? The Treasure Coast is a bit expensive. Certainly more so than many communities more inland and more north in Florida. But South Florida obviously has a reputation, from the Treasure Coast down to Miami, as being very expensive. Everyone wants to be near the water. So, for a lot of people, they're in that stage of life where that's not a problem. But this is not necessarily super budget friendly starter home.
No, it's not. It really never has been, and especially post-COVID, a lot of people moved to Florida, especially South Florida, especially here in Stuart. So, as the demand went up, and the supply goes down, the prices go up. So it's not cost prohibitive, but if you can afford it, this is a beautiful town and a beautiful destination to live.
Absolutely. So there you have it, our top 5 pros and cons of living in Stuart, Florida. We love Stuart, Florida. You grew up in Stuart, Florida.
I did, yeah. I love it. I grew up here, and I'm now raising my family here.
Right. So really one of the best neighborhoods on the Treasure Coast. It's got the best of both worlds. It does have a lot of options for different price points, and whatever your lifestyle is. If you're a younger couple, younger family, if you're a retiree, if you're a snowbird, if you're, a multimillionaire and you want to live in on the water, we've got everything that you could need. So hope that provided you some value. Hopefully you have a better idea of what it's like to live in Stuart, Florida. Be on the lookout. We have a full vlog tour of Stuart, Florida, where we actually go out in the street. We look at some communities, some homes on the market right now. So if you're looking at Stuart, that's a great companion video to check out right now. So thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and until our next video, we'll see you next time.
Thanks, guys.